What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today is a very good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a very, very good day, and I'm going to tell you why. Because yesterday, someone named Jeremy had some opinions on Star Wars. Not this Jeremy. No, this other Jeremy that spoke on Star Wars has a much bigger megaphone than me. Now, I appreciate all of the compliments that I get for everything I've done to speak out on Star Wars and Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy and the social justice warrior nonsense that they continue to shove into the films that are ruining the films and ruining everything that we love. And I'm very happy with the platform that you guys have all helped me create here. And several months ago, Christian Harloff spoke out against Kathleen Kennedy, and I highlighted that as a big win for the movement that we have been working on. So when everyone else was throwing shade at us and calling us crazy, we were the ones that started this resistance, and we were the ones that were taking all of the shots from everyone. So when Christian Harloff mentioned that, I said it was a huge win for this anti-Kathleen Kennedy, anti-Star Wars movement that we've been on, because we're so unhappy with the political propaganda that they're shoving into these films. And I was very, very happy about that. And it has been tough. It's been tough for, the last, 5 months now. Again, I play tough on here sometimes, and I guess I am tough to an extent. But it was very intimidating for me when I first decided to speak out about Star Wars. It was very intimidating for me. I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know what the reaction was going to be. I knew I was going to get a lot of resistance. I knew I was going to get called a lot of names and characterized as this or that or whatever. I knew it was going to bring a negative light to geeks and gamers in some sense, and it still does to this day. People still try to brand geeks and gamers as a whole as something that it's not, and I hear so many accusations about myself, and my team has to deal with so much nonsense and so much noise that I create every single day on YouTube. And so that was an intimidating thing when I first decided that I was fed up with sitting on my hands and not saying anything about all of the shit that I'm seeing. That was a very tough decision and an intimidating decision once I decided I'm stepping forward. And once I step forward, there's no turning back. So I have went 1,000 miles an hour, and all of your support has meant the world. And then getting the validation from the solo box office this past weekend to show that we aren't just on here because Star Wars is a good business model for us to shit all over and make us ad revenue and things like that. Sure, of course we're getting the views, of course we're making ad revenue from it, but it's all built on we're speaking the truth. And people want to hear the truth, and people are suffering because they don't get the truth from the mainstream outlets and the people that have the big platform. People are so fed up with it. So yes, when people like myself and world-class bullshitters and Ethan Van Sciver and Jesse Milestone and SC Reviews and Anna, when we're speaking out, of course more people are going to gravitate to us because we are saying what the fans, the hardcore fans are feeling and thinking. And no, I'm not saying you're not a true fan if you like The Last Jedi and all that crap. I'm just saying that there is such a movement out there of people that are starving for the truth, starving for someone to speak what they want to say, what they want to say, but they don't have the platform to say it. And after Solo confirmed everything we've been saying, all the name calling, all of the crap that you guys have been throwing our way, saying that we're this, we're that, it's been confirmed. We know what we're talking about. Yes, we do make ad revenue. Yes, it does help our views. But we are doing it because we're speaking the truth, and people are drawn to the truth. And that's why all these other channels are starting to lose so much momentum, because people are so tired of them just putting out the politically correct message when they know, the truth. Look at any YouTube comment section. Go to Collider, go to Hello Greedo, go to John Campia, go to any of them. Your comment sections are full of your followers trying to tell you what is going on, and none of you are willing to acknowledge it. So yesterday, someone that I think has a mega platform, not even that I think, I know, spoke out against Star Wars. Now, I don't want to mischaracterize what he said, but Jeremy Jahns took a stand against Star Wars, and he spoke out, and he named Kathleen Kennedy. He even showed the clip where Kathleen Kennedy sat there with George Lucas, and she point blank said that they're going to honor these characters. And Jeremy Jahns made a point to talk about how that was such a contradiction from the reality of what happened. Now, again, I'm not going to quote Jeremy Jahns. I'm not going to speak for Jeremy Jahns. I'm going to ask you to go watch his video. Many of you probably already have. But the thing that I loved most about his video is that he has such a platform, and he has such a following, he has such a voice, and to have him say the things he said and take the stance he took, it just validates everything we've been saying for the past 5 months. It validates us. And not that we needed it, because Solo had already validated it. Solo validated everything. But when Jeremy Jahns comes out there with his following, I couldn't help but to smile. And no, I don't always agree with Jeremy Jahns, but I like Jeremy Jahns. I met him at Star Wars Celebration last year, shook his hand, cool dude. He has no idea who I am. At least he didn't at the time. I don't know if he knows who I am now. He certainly will know my name at some point in the future. But I respect the fact that Jeremy Jahns is someone that I work to be like in terms of his following and his dedication. And if I continue to work hard like Jeremy has worked for the last several years, and I have no doubt that with all of the support you guys continue to give me, that we can get to that level. But I'm not at that level yet, and Jeremy Jahns is. And it's just it's great that the Jeremy with the bigger platform and the bigger microphone finally spoke out yesterday and said what needed to be said. I don't care if it's taken him this long. I don't care who it takes. Look, it's a slippery slope. It really is. I get it. I don't care if it takes people a long time to get to this point. Okay. Even when I was feeling a certain way about Star Wars prior to The Last Jedi, I still was not willing to just speak out on it at that point, because there were many reasons why. I just didn't feel comfortable with it, and I didn't know how it would go over. And I just finally got fed up with it in January of this year, and I'm very happy I did, and there's no turning back now. This is like I have become my true self finally. I don't have to worry about the public backlash or the social media backlash, which I still am waiting for that avalanche to come after me. But with the support we have, I feel comfortable that we can handle that avalanche. But it is coming. Sooner or later, they're coming for me, and I'm ready for it. But for Jeremy Jahns to come out and make that video and say the things he said and make the points he made and talk about the social justice elements and how heavy-handed it is, and how Kathleen Kennedy sat there right in front of George Lucas, and for all practical purposes, she lied to us. And there's no scenario here. There's no scenario here where Kathleen Kennedy looks good, and that's the beauty of all of it. If you want to fall onto this nonsense that it's Star Wars fatigue, well, that's due to Kathleen Kennedy's decision making. If you want to go back to the fact that nobody wanted a Han Solo movie, well, that goes back to Kathleen Kennedy's decision making. Why the hell did you make a movie that your entire fan base did not want? If it goes back to The Last Jedi, well, then why did Kathleen Kennedy sign Rian Johnson on for a trilogy? There's so many problems here. And again, Kathleen Kennedy does not deserve to be fired because of The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi happened. It was a bad movie. But they took a risk, and I respect the fact that they took a risk. But the aftermath of The Last Jedi, that is the problem. Many people have said, well, Jeremy, you liked The Force Awakens. Well, you like Rebels. Well, you liked Rogue One, but you just hate The Last Jedi, so you think Kathleen Kennedy should be fired for that. No, absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying Kathleen Kennedy should be fired because of the fallout of The Last Jedi, or the lack of paying attention to the customer, the paying customer, the attacks on the fans, the clear agenda-driven nature that she's approaching this at. there's a reason why Lucasfilm operates the way it does now, because she has created this culture of identity politics, this culture of being a victim, this culture of being racist. Yes, they have been flat out racist at Lucasfilm. That is Kathleen Kennedy's creation. She has created that. So I don't think Kathleen Kennedy's done a good job. She was lucky that she was handed the greatest IP in the history of the movie business, and she was. And there's no way in hell that The Force Awakens wasn't going to be successful. Yes, I do like the movie. I love the movie. I can't watch the movie anymore because The Last Jedi has made me despise it. But that movie would have been successful no matter what. It doesn't matter. She didn't do anything. Nobody went and saw a goddamn Star Wars movie because Kathleen Kennedy was the producer. They went and saw a Star Wars movie because they're Star Wars. If you don't believe that, then you're not operating with a full deck upstairs, and I can't help you. But the bigger point here is more people now are starting to realize that we have been speaking the truth. And just to be clear, I am not the first person to speak out about this. I'm absolutely not. I am just someone that started around the time where all of this stuff started catching momentum. But there are people like Jeff over at World Class Bullshitters that were calling this out long before me, and many others. So I am just part of the puzzle here, and I'm happy that now we are being validated. So are all of the people that were calling us out and dismissing us, are they going to apologize? Are they going to retract? No, they're going to double down. They're going to figure out another excuse, and that's fine. Go for it. Whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better. I do want to give a shout out to one of my friends. His name is Star Wars Junkman over at Star Wars Junk. And Star Wars, me and Junkman have been going at it, and we're friends. We're cool. I mean, we're friendly, I guess is the best term to use. We are friendly. He and I have had a lot of back and forth over The Last Jedi and the Star Wars fandom in general, and he has had his hard stance, and I've tried to tell him what's going on, and he has been very, very resistant to what I was saying. And Junkman made a video the other day, and he basically owned everything that's going on and apologized. Not that he needed to apologize. He's a great dude. He's genuinely a great dude. He loves The Last Jedi. There's nothing wrong with that. He's genuinely a good guy. He's as passionate of a Star Wars fan as you'll ever meet. You may not agree with the guy, but he has passion, and that's all I ever really ask for. So I just want to give him a shout out. So again, huge day for Star Wars fandom. Huge day for people like myself that have been dropping the truth and just letting people know the unfiltered truth about what is going on at Lucasfilm, and for Jeremy Jahns to come out with his platform, with his following, with his voice, was a huge win. So it's been a great week for Star Wars fans like myself. So you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.